Welcome back everyone. In today's session, we'll discuss about writing a powerful and successful motivational letter. In this video, I will cover everything you need to know about motivational letter for sure. First of all, I will answer the following questions. Why is a motivational letter so important? Just quickly, then I will answer the 7 questions needed to be answered before starting to write a motivational letter. Next to that, I will explain the way to structure the flow of motivational letter. Moreover, I will forward 7 essential tips that help you to write a professional motivational letter. And finally, we'll wrap up with the discussion on my motivational letter sample. Feel free to drop your comment and questions in the comment section, and I will try to answer your question one by one. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let's start with the basic. Why is a motivational letter so important? Remember, your motivational letter is your chance to make a personal connection with the admission committee, and it could be your ticket for the admission of your application. Your CV is just a kind of listing for your work experience or for your educational background, whereas this motivational letter is just a complement or just an extension for your CV. So it's a good chance for you to convince them. Considering your educational background or a skill, it gives a chance to express about yourself, about your ambition, about the opportunity for the future. So it is an opportunity to sell yourself. The admission readers want to know your IQ, just your intelligence, your discipline, your qualification for that program. Therefore, before going to further, there are 7 questions needed to be answered. What question needed to be answered before starting to write a motivational letter? I will explain everything one by one, just step by step. Here we go. Number 1. Who is your audience? Know for whom you are writing. Please consider the readers of your letter. Typically, just they are experts in the field or they are professionals and professors. So you have to know what you are writing. Try to plan to write an effective and impressive motivational letter. Number 2. What is the specific program you select? First, do some research roughly about the program you are applying for, and understand its focusing area, understand the faculty and the unique offer from that program. So select some specified program and know about that. Number 3, why have you chosen that field or that university, even that country? You have to explain clearly your motivation for selecting that specific field of study or that particular institution or that country where it's located. Then number 4, what problem do you want to solve? Identify the issues or the challenge you are passionate about addressing through your future study or careers. Number 5, why are you interested in solving that problem? Here you have to reflect on personal or the academic or the professional experience that have sparked your interest in the issue. Okay. And number 6, how will this master's or the PhD program help you to solve that problem? Here you have to demonstrate how the program curriculum, the coursework or the lab facility or other resource will help you, and the opportunity align with your goals, and you have to link it with your skill and knowledge. And the last one needed to be answered before to write a motivational letter is what evidence shows you are fully prepared for that challenge. Provide convincing proof of your readiness to pursue the study by highlighting your unique strengths, your skill, your experience that make you just an ideal fit for that program. Just emphasizing how you will contribute to that program. These are the 7 questions. You have to answer this question. Once you prepared an answer for these 7 questions, it is a time to prepare or it's a time to write your motivational letter. How to write the motivational letter? How to structure the flow of motivational letter? Please regroup into 3 main sections: introduction, body, and conclusion. Begin with some exciting introduction that reflect your passion for the field, and in the main body, explain why that program is a perfect fit for your goal and what unique value you bring. And finally, end with a powerful conclusion. Let's see in detail one by one. Section 1, introductory frame narrative. In this section, you will have 3 subsections, or the 3 subsections are very important. The first one is begin with professional salutation, and second, what program you select. Third, why this program or that university or that country. You have to incorporate those three things in the introductory frame narrative. Just you have to begin with the professional salutations like dear Professor Chian or dear Professor Andreas or dear Professor Daniel. Rather than saying dear sir or dear madam, it's better to mentioning his name or her name in the salutation. And then your opening paragraph should start by what program you select. You have to mention the scholarship title or the program title you are applying for. Like, I'm applying for blah 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 blah. I'm writing to apply for blah 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 blah. Just you have to open your paragraph or introductory frame by this kind of phrase. Moreover, why that program is selected. You have to begin here with a strong statement that reflects your passion for the field, and this set the tone and capture the reader's attention. So explain why you have chosen that specific program or that university or that department. You have to highlight the unique aspect of the program in terms of course or in terms of faculty or in terms of the research opportunity, and align it with your career goals or your academic goals. Discuss why that specific program is a perfect fit for you by addressing like a unique aspect of the program or how that program aligns with your academic or professional goal and what excites you about that institution. For instance, I can say like, I may say such a like to discuss why that program is a perfect fit for me. And the second main section is the main body. In this main body of your motivational letter, you have to include what you want to do, how you will do, why you select that one, and you have to also include your skill that you have before. 4 things should be included in the main body of your motivational letter. First one is what problem are you going to solve, your goal, and why have you selected that topic or that problem, and thirdly, how do you plan to solve that issue, and fourthly, why do you think you are qualified for that program or for that position. You have to answer those 4 questions under the main body of your motivational letter. Let's start from the first one. What problem are you going to solve? Identify the key problem or challenge you are passionate about addressing in your field. Just mention your goal, raise the problem that you want to solve in that program or in that position. Then the second one is why you are interested in solving that problem. Mention your reason, explain why that problem or that topic is personally meaningful for you. You have to highlight and you have to discuss briefly its significance and why it matters to you and for the society, either globally or locally. Here also you have to mention a connection between your background and the issue, and any experience or observation that depend on your interest in this topic should be discussed briefly. For example, I may say like, I'm explaining here why that topic is impressing me. I'm trying to connect with my personal background. So you have to use this kind of way of explaining your interest, why you want to solve that problem. And thirdly, how do you plan to solve that? You have to rewrite some sentence here to outline your proposed approach to address that problem. So discuss your approach to solve the problem, mention your academic program, your relevant skills, your research experience, and the methodology you want to use to solve that issue, and emphasize how that program will further develop your ability to tackle that issue, and include the facilities in the target university. Prepare some paragraph that incorporate all those issues, including the methodology framework that you aim to use and the skill or experience you bring to on the table, or how your academic or professional background will support to solve that problem. Just mention all those things in this part. It may help to achieve that objective. So you need to obtain some skill from the target university, so you have to mention how will that master's or that PhD or that undergraduate program will help you to learn or to solve that problem. Like the target university will teach you some skills in course like course 1, course 2, blah blah, or they may offer some facilities that you need to obtain a skill to solve that problem. And explain your qualification. Why do you think you are qualified for that program? You have to highlight your qualification and accomplishment that make you a strong candidate for that program or for that position. This can include your academic achievement, your research project, your publication, work experience. Anyhow, you have to demonstrate your qualification for the program by including a proofing of your qualification, like your GPA, your skill, your research background, your lab skill, or your award honors can be a proofing for your qualification. So mentioning this qualification will give a hint for your admission readers why you think you are a qualified candidate for that program. For example, you may say like, leveraging my background in computational modeling, a first class degree in environmental engineering, and my research work with your like your previous organization or your previous university name, and I plan to develop predictive models that integrate the climate model or the climate data with a socioeconomic variable to inform equitable water policies. This sentence integrate my background, knowledge, skills, and work experience that help me to achieve my objective. So I'm bringing this background and qualifications to highlight or to explain why I'm thinking I'm qualified for that position. So leveraging my background in computational modeling, a first class degree in environmental engineering, and my research work with the organization or the institution that I made a connection before, and I plan to develop predictive models that integrate climate data with socioeconomic variables to inform equitable water policy. So this kind of sentence can demonstrate my qualification for that program. And finally, the last section of your motivational letter is a closing framework narrative. You can say like, I believe I am a best candidate for this position, blah blah blah. You can say like this. Anyhow, you can close your motivational letter by this kind of frame narratives. And finally, close with by saying your faithfully and your signature, your full name, and the contact address. And you can close your letter by listing those points at the end of the letter. To write a professional motivational letter, don't forget to consider the following 7 tips. Tip number 1, allocate sufficient time. For preparation to draft a thoughtful and well-structured letter, you have to give enough time. Tip number 2, avoid reusing the same motivational letter. Without modification, don't use your motivational letter again for other application. Use align motivational letter with a specific program requirement for your each application. Tip number 3, minimize the use of personal pronoun like I, we, such alike. To maintain a formal and professional tone, minimize to use a personal pronouns like I. Tip number 4, use AI tools to assist in drafting and refining your letter. You can use AI tool, but avoid copying text directly. Tip number 5, check the specified word and page limit for your application. Strictly, you have to check the specified word and page limit guideline. Tip number 6, seek constructive feedback. Try to get a constructive feedback from your colleagues, from your advisor, or from anyone before submitting your letter. Tip number 7, use an academic language. Use a very simple or a formal language or an academic language to ensure the readability of your motivational letter. Moreover, understand your audience and you have to be authentic. Try to ensure your letter is logical, engaging, and leave a lasting impression on your admission committees. I hope you are enjoying the content, so don't forget to subscribe the channel and let's get started the discussion with my sample motivational letter. This is my motivational letter, which is an old version. I wrote this letter for the scholarship office, so I will explain the details one by one. Then after overviewing this letter of motivation, I will correct the errors. Finally, I will tell you the appropriate way of writing this motivational letter. We can make it more impressive and a better motivational letter. First, let's see the point that I included in this document. This is my personal information, and just in the header and in the footer of the document. Then I'm saying that motivational letter, but for you guys it's better to say letter of motivation. You can put the address of the admission office in this area or in this space. Then start your introduction by professional salutation. You can say dear professor and his name, or dear professor or her name, like dear Professor Andreas, or you may say dear Professor John. Just his name or her name should be mentioned in this letter, because they will understand that that motivational letter is written for them. So it's better to put their name. And if you are writing for the admission office, you can say dear member of the scholarship selection committee. You can start your salutation in such a way. You then start your motivational letter by this kind of opening. For example, I'm saying here, I'm writing to express my sincere appreciation for the opportunity to apply for the name of the scholarship, and aimed to empowering individuals from developing nations. As a motivated professional from just the country, I aspire to pursue a PhD in atmospheric science from just the department or the school, leveraging my educational background and research experience to contribute meaningful to this field. You can explain the field here in detail also. So in this opening paragraph, I try to explain the selected program and why I'm selecting that program. Just I have mentioned these two information on the opening paragraph and the salutation here. So three things are included in this part. The salutation, for what program I am applying and why I am applying for that. I have tried to include this information, but you can modify better than this, okay? But in this second paragraph, I have included my educational background and my skill, like a professional skills. Like here I am saying I have a master's degree in the major, and where I acquired a substantial knowledge in meteorological. So I have mentioning or listing the main course from my master's program, because I'm selecting this course. They are a very important course for the upcoming program. So I've selected or mentioning this course from my MSc program, and I'm trying to also mention my research title during that MSc program. Here also I try to state the skills that I have so far, like a programming language like MATLAB and Python programming language with tools like ArcGIS and GRAD. So I have mentioned my educational background and the skills, again from the bachelor program also. I'm mentioning all the main point from the educational background. Professionally, I also mention where I'm working and what kind of international conference I've taken. It's already mentioned in this paragraph. So my professional skill is here. Then this one is about my future goal. My goal for my PhD, I intended to focus on the impact of tropicals and Indo-Pacific SST on Great Horn of Africa, MAM rainfall variability, and in evaluating the performance of remote sensing precipitation. So I have tried to select the topic, just the research topic for my future work. Why I'm selecting that, why that topic, I'm trying to answer that question here. Why I'm selecting that topic: this research aims to improve rainfall forecast, address model bias, and assess the utility of the remote sensing for East African precipitation. So in this part, or in this sentence, I'm trying to explain why I'm selecting that topic, just the importance of selecting that topic. And I try to also incorporate some reference from past, like there is the beginning of the study about that phenomena, and this one is the recent publication for my application, because I wrote this letter during 2019, so this is the recent publication. For you guys, it's better to use recent publication for reference. So I try to grasp some information about the phenomena and the benefit of dealing about that issue. What is the benefit of the project? The benefit is also stated here. Dealing on that ANSO or Pacific phase is one of the research program in the globe. There is some spelling error also here. Just understanding of that climate variability, like ANSO and its application, have its own crucial benefits. So I'm trying to mention the benefit of that project. And after that, I'm writing this as a kind of my ambition just for that program. Just my ambition is written here, my willingness is expressed here, and my gratitude also. So in this closing remark, I'm saying that I'm convinced that pursuing this program in Major of Atmospheric Science from that school will provide me a knowledge and a skill as a researcher. So I'm mentioning my ambition, what I will do after that program, or after I complete that program. I will go back to my country and I will try to do some activities. So I have tried to mention that activities in this sentence. So finally, I express my gratitude for the programs, and I'm also express my willingness, my confidence, just by saying I'm very confidently looking forward to an acceptance letter, because the expected outcome from that committee is an acceptance letter. So I'm saying here I'm very confident looking forward to an acceptance letter. And finally, I've closed with by saying sincerely, and my signature and name. So this was my older version, but for you guys it's better to rewrite this form in such a way. This is your opening paragraph or the introductory. You can put it as an introductory or first paragraph, but for this one, don't put it here, okay? This one it should be like the third paragraph, okay? This should be a third paragraph, including this one. Rewrite those two paragraphs in one and make it the third paragraph. The second paragraph next to your opening paragraph it should be this one. This should be your second paragraph, because when you structure your motivational letter, once you wrote this professional salutation, write your opening paragraph by including why you select that program and what kind of program you select. Just mention the 2 points in this opening paragraph. Once you finish that one, you have to explain your problem and what problem you select and what kind of topic you select and why you select that topic and what kind of outcome it will have. And thirdly, you have to mention how you will solve that problem. That means to solve that problem, you have to integrate your background skill. For example, I have a master's degree which is relevant or almost have some consistency with my PhD programs. So this kind of skills will help me to achieve my future goal. So For you guys also, you have to include your educational background, your skill and your professional skill, and also the resource that you will get from the target university, like the course, the lab facility, or those things should be included, and you have to put it here. This should be on the second paragraph, should be here, okay, as a third paragraph. Your topic and why you select that topic should be your second paragraph, and finally close it with this kind of closing paragraph or closing frames. This will be the better structure of writing the motivational letter, okay? Let me repeat once again. Start with your professional salutation and open your paragraph by stating to which kind of program you are applying and why you apply for that program. And after completing that one, you have to state what kind of problem or topic you are going to solve and why you select that topic or that problem. State that one. Once you finish stating about the problem and such alike, you have to mention how to solve that problem, what kind of approach you will follow, and what do you have to solve that problem. Do you have a skill? Do you have an educational background? Or do you have some exceptional issue? Maybe you can also state your quality proofing like grades or the skills, like for example the course, okay, the topic, the software skills. All those are just a kind of proofing, okay? So for you guys also, you can mention this kind of a confirmation for your qualification, okay? That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please subscribe my channel and let's climb to the new heights together, from Dalo to Rastash.